A TikTok user known as Granny CC recently shared a video entirely captured by a Ring doorbell camera. In the footage, her young son can be seen standing on the porch, speaking to someone who is invisible on screen. At first, it seems like innocent chatter until he says, "Dad." That's when the realization hits. The person he claims to be speaking to is his father, who had recently passed away.
Can I go, Grandma's? Come on. Let's go.
I want you.
She's got kind of
Dada! I'm just hanging me.
jacket for her.
Daddy hanging me. What?
Oh, wait. No, okay. Oop, come on, Clarence. I think my mom's got one. Okay.
What, Daddy?
That's what I was just about to ask. What did you say, Clarence? What did you say, bud? Did you say bye to?
I said bye. I said bye, Daddy.
What makes the clip even more intriguing is the audio. In the background, there is not just one, but two distinct voices responding to the boy, neither of which belongs to anyone in the video. The moment is subtle yet deeply unsettling, leaving viewers wondering whether the voices were simply background noise or something far more unexplainable. Even while some might find this unsettling, for her it was merely consoling. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
Can I go, Grandma's? Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
It was a quiet Sunday morning in St. Louis when 64-year-old Jacqueline Olden went out for her usual jog near the Anheuser-Busch Brewery. She'd run this route countless times before, but on October 18th, 2020, something went terribly wrong. Midway through her run, Olden collapsed on the sidewalk from what appeared to be a sudden heart attack. Struggling to her feet, she pulled out her phone, desperately trying to call for help. But before she could finish dialing, her body gave out again and she crumpled to the ground. That's when a white van rolled up. A man stepped out, not to check on her, not to offer assistance, but to lean over her motionless body and take the cell phone from her hands. Without a word, he climbed back into the driver's seat and sped away, leaving her lying there alone. Olden was rushed to the hospital, but doctors could do nothing. She was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. The entire disturbing act had been captured on surveillance cameras, footage that would soon help police identify the suspect. Within days, authorities arrested 35-year-old Brian Davenport, charging him with one count of stealing. The theft itself was horrifying enough, but what chilled the community most was the cold indifference, walking away with a dying woman's only lifeline. In recent years, protests that involve blocking roads have become more common, with activists using the disruption to draw attention to their causes. But in one heated encounter, a man decided he'd had enough. Wearing what appeared to be medical scrubs, he stormed up to a group of protesters, yanked their banner from their hands and hurled it over a nearby bridge. His voice was raw with frustration as he shouted, "I've got to go to work, get out of the way." The outburst made it clear he wasn't just inconvenienced, he was furious. Many online viewers pointed out that his clothing suggested he might be a nurse or another type of healthcare worker, which added another layer to the debate. Some sympathized with his urgency, imagining patients waiting for care. Others criticized his reaction, arguing that no matter the frustration, there could have been a more constructive way to handle the situation. Whatever side you fall on, one thing is certain: this clash raises tough questions about where the line should be drawn between civil protest and public obstruction. In March of this year, a chilling video surfaced on TikTok, filmed at the historic Hotel del Coronado in San Diego by two paranormal investigators known as Whispers del Segura. The landmark, which first opened its doors in 1888, has a long and storied history, having welcomed famous guests such as Thomas Edison, Marilyn Monroe, and Charlie Chaplin. But the hotel's most enduring resident is said to be the ghost of Kate Morgan, a young woman who in 1892 was found dead on the property under mysterious circumstances from a gunshot wound. Over the decades, the hotel has gained a reputation as one of the most haunted locations in California, but what these investigators recorded that day sent an entirely new wave of fear through viewers.
Are you a little boy? It's okay. Come here. It's okay. I don't know if my eyes are playing tricks on me, but it looks like it's going like back and forth. You see a movie? See a movie?
Wow.
It's okay.
No, wait.
It's
Come
okay.
back. Come back.
Come here.
No, you come back. Go straight. Look straight. Towards me. No. Turn towards me like you were earlier. Put your back towards me.
The footage appears to show a small childlike figure moving past the doorway, leaving the investigators visibly stunned. Adding to the intrigue, a hotel employee later commented that they had witnessed something strikingly similar in the past, while skeptics try to explain the anomaly away, suggesting perhaps someone had walked across the balcony. The claim quickly fell apart, as there are no exterior balconies for the guest rooms at this hotel. The investigators remained firm in their belief that what they captured was genuine, further cementing the Hotel del Coronado's eerie reputation.
We had this footage for over a year. We filmed it at Hotel del Coronado, and we have so much more footage
So much.
that makes that footage look like a joke.
What do you think? Here's a wild one. When you're high on drugs, you might walk away from things that should put you in the hospital, but no one walks away from justice. That man diving from the balcony is Michael Marler, a resident in Manchester, UK. In the middle of a drug-fueled frenzy, he stabbed his girlfriend 15 times, killing her. Moments later, he hurled himself off a balcony roughly 25 feet high. Somehow he survived the fall, only to continue his rampage. He attempted to steal a vehicle, then stripped naked and attacked another random driver in the street. Later, Marler claimed he wouldn't hurt a spider if not for the drugs. But in the courtroom, those words meant nothing. Now he's serving a life sentence with more than enough time to reflect on the irreversible damage he caused. It starts off looking like a simple act of kindness, a man holding open a heavy door for an elderly woman. But if you watch closely, that help quickly takes a darker turn. As the woman passes, he subtly reaches into her pocket, stealing her belongings without her noticing. You can see him pause, glancing around to make sure no one is caught on. What he didn't realize was that there was a witness, a surveillance camera overhead. It's unclear how many times he's pulled this trick before, but given the clear footage, there's a good chance this will be the last time he gets away with it. On March 22, 2024, a devastating accident occurred at Icon Park in Orlando, Florida, involving the Orlando Freefall, a towering drop ride that plunges riders from 430 feet, tilting the seats forward 30 degrees before sending them down 20 stories in just 3.5 seconds. That evening, 14-year-old Tyre Sampson, a rising football talent standing 6 feet tall and weighing 380 pounds, lined up with friends to experience the thrill. Despite the ride's posted weight limit at 285 pounds, a staff member reportedly only 3 days into the job allowed him to board. When Tyre's harness wouldn't secure fully, the operator adjusted it with a wrench, creating extra space instead of stopping the ride. The decision would prove catastrophic. Bystanders filmed the entire event, and while the most graphic moments remain unseen, the lead-up and aftermath are chilling enough.
Yo, that mother like that. Y'all ever been on here before?
Negative.
No, I've never had it either.
That's great.
You know how you're going? 400.
Oh,
Hey, you take the seatbelt on the left side. Seatbelt.
nope.
Seatbelt.
Yeah.
As the ride braked near the end of its high-speed drop, Tyre slipped free from the harness and fell roughly 100 feet to the ground. The horrifying sequence revealed not only a failure in safety enforcement, but also how unprepared and undertrained the staff truly were.
Did you check it?
Yeah, the thing is under. I like the door. You can check it. Yeah.
You guys are sure you checked it?
Yeah.
A final photo taken moments before the ride began shows Tyre's harness sitting dangerously high a visual warning that went unheeded. The free fall was immediately closed and never reopened. Tyre's family took legal action against the ride's manufacturer, but the company failed to appear in court, resulting in a one-day trial that ended with the family being awarded $310 million in damages. While Icon Park remains in operation, the Orlando Freefall has since been demolished, its legacy now tied to one of the most preventable amusement ride tragedies in recent memory. January 1st, 2024 in Suzu, Japan, a dashcam mounted inside a shuttle van captured one of the most harrowing moments of the Noto Peninsula's magnitude 7.6 earthquake. Though I've covered this disaster before, this particular footage stands out for its raw, unfiltered look at the chaos. The recording begins in calm stillness, with elderly passengers seated as the driver steps outside. Then without warning, the ground convulses. The van rocks violently, throwing its occupants side to side as buildings outside collapse in rapid succession. Plumes of dust rise and swallow the streets. Screams of panic fill the vehicle, blending with the low roar of shifting earth. The shaking continues for more than a full minute. Roughly 3 minutes later, the camera shows a desperate flight uphill. Dozens of residents, children, seniors, and entire families abandon damaged cars and run on foot toward higher ground, driven by the looming threat of a tsunami. At 4:47 p.m., another dashcam in the same area records a massive wave sweeping through the street, swallowing vehicles, including the very shuttle van seen earlier. By some miracle, everyone inside survived. The local welfare organization later released the footage, not just a record of survival, but as a stark visual reminder for future disaster preparedness, an unflinching glimpse into the moments when nature strikes without mercy. On March 30th, 2017, a wave of outrage swept across the internet after a disturbing 12-second Snapchat clip surfaced. The footage showed a woman dangling from an apartment window, holding on with just one hand. What made it even more unsettling was that this wasn't an accidental recording. Someone was deliberately behind the camera, filming the terrifying moment. This wouldn't have been nearly as shocking if it had been a staged skit with a woman hanging just a few feet from the ground. But this was no act. They were on the 7th floor of the building. The horror deepened when viewers noticed the woman clinging to the window frame, pleading for help from the person filming. Instead of rushing to her aid, the woman behind the camera casually responded in Arabic, "Oh, crazy, come back," before continuing to record. What followed was even more disturbing. The woman filming was later identified as a Kuwaiti national, and the employer of the woman hanging from the window, Ethiopian domestic worker Adisk Sadiq. Sadiq had only been working for a new employer for 3 days, having arrived in Kuwait in 2014 under the controversial kafala system, a sponsorship arrangement in many Middle Eastern countries that binds migrant workers to a specific employer. Under kafala, sponsors often hold workers' passports, strip them of basic rights, and subject them to grueling conditions without fear of legal consequences. While the system promises steady pay and job security, in reality it traps many workers in a cycle of exploitation with no easy escape. Sadiq's situation quickly turned abusive. Her employer allegedly threatened her life and forced her into exhausting labor. On the day of the incident, things escalated to the point where Sadiq decided to flee. With no safe way out, she climbed through the apartment window, only to realize there was no ledge and she was suspended high above the ground. Desperately clinging to the narrow frame, she pleaded for help, but her employer never tried to pull her in. Instead, she kept filming. Below, the street carried on as if nothing was happening. Cars passed, pedestrians walked, unaware that a woman's life was hanging by a thread. Moments later, Sadiq's grip gave way and she plummeted several stories. The employer even filmed her motionless on the rooftop of an adjacent building. Public outrage exploded when the video went viral under the hashtag #EthiopiaFalling, prompting calls for human rights groups to address the abuse migrant workers face in the Gulf. Incredibly, Sadiq survived, having landed on the neighboring roof. Paramedics rushed her to the hospital where she was treated for a broken arm, nosebleeds, and mouth bleeding. The employer was arrested and charged with failing to help someone in distress, a crime under Kuwaiti law punishable by up to 3 years in prison, as well as filming and publishing footage without consent. She defended herself by claiming Sadiq had attempted suicide after demanding her salary and that she filmed the event as evidence in case the worker died. Prosecutors dismissed her claims, noting Sadiq had only worked for her 3 days and pointing to her callous remarks during the ordeal. Sadiq herself testified that she was trying to escape after being locked in the bathroom and threatened with death. Ultimately, the Kuwaiti appeals court sentenced the employer to 1 year and 8 months in prison. Sadiq was discharged from the hospital in August and returned to Ethiopia to reunite with her family, alive but deeply scarred from the ordeal. In 1999, at Howick Falls in KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa, a 364-foot, 111-meter waterfall experienced base jumper Jeb Corliss attempted a leap that nearly claimed his life. Shortly after launching from the top, his parachute deployed unevenly, throwing him off course and into the waterfall's roaring current. The immense force of the water folded his canopy, slamming him repeatedly against the jagged rock face. He sustained devastating injuries, a broken back in 3 places, multiple fractured ribs, and a shattered foot. Despite the trauma, he miraculously survived. Rescue operations proved especially challenging due to the remote location and treacherous terrain. Emergency crews needed several hours to reach him, carefully extracting him from the scene. The harrowing experience became a turning point in Corliss's career, profoundly influencing how he assessed and approached the extreme risks of his sport going forward. You don't see this kind of thing every day. A Navy serviceman and his family had just settled into their new home, chosen for its close proximity to his base. But instead of enjoying the peace and quiet, they kept walking up to find trash scattered across their yard. After it happened one too many times, he decided to install a security camera to find out who or what was responsible. The footage was unbelievable. Cars were driving straight across his lawn, using it as a shortcut and tossing garbage out their windows as they went. This wasn't a rare occurrence. It had clearly been happening for a while. Whether the bigger offense is the deep tire ruts in his grass or the blatant littering is up for debate. But one thing's certain, it might be time to put up some serious barriers before his yard turns into a public dumping ground. Some videos leave you with more questions than answers, and this is definitely one of them. What's clear is that someone stumbled upon a massive monster truck tire and decided it would make the perfect prop for a TikTok stunt. Their plan? Roll the enormous wheel down a set of subway stairs. To their credit, they and their friends did warn people to clear the way, but things quickly went wrong. The tire slipped from their control, bouncing its way down before crashing onto the subway tracks.
Yeah, brat, excuse me. Let's go.
From there, the clip cuts off, leaving the ending a mystery. One thing's certain, if they don't remove it fast, that single stunt could put hundreds of passengers in danger.
We're gonna try to get the tire out. One by one. Get the tire out.
I think we're possible. I think it's possible, man. I think it's possible.
Enough. Funny. Now
This kind of meltdown is unfortunately nothing new when a customer doesn't get their way, but this one takes it to the extreme. The woman completely trashed the entire convenience store, sending items flying and leaving aisles in chaos. No one seems to know exactly what sparked her rage, but whatever it was, it's safe to say she's now facing a much bigger problem, potential criminal charges and a likely trip to jail. Poor worker that had to clean that up though. In Miami Beach, 29-year-old Kylie Holland was heading to the trash room on the 9th floor on the luxury high-rise when an elevator opened and an armed intruder stepped out. At gunpoint, he forced her back into the apartment where fiancé Jacob Kirstein and his friend were watching the Stanley Cup Finals.
He pointed the gun at us, said, "Get on the floor. I'm taking all your cash." So we got on the floor and he's like, "I need $3,500 or I'm not leaving." I started to stand up and I was like, relax, like, we got you. We're going to take care of you. And he just pistol whipped me right in the head. Immediately, there was a mirror right in front of me and I saw blood just shooting like a water gun out of my head.
The suspect ordered all three into the elevator, making them believe they were about to be executed.
I started thinking about my family, not being ready to leave them behind. The fact that, okay, I might actually die here today. Never been in a situation like that before. I've never felt more defenseless in my life.
But when the doors opened in the lobby, they screamed for help. Startled, the gunman fled. Police quickly caught 31-year-old Brian Lopez just a few blocks away. The stolen phones he carried led officers directly to him.
Luckily, we were robbed by the world's dumbest criminal. He left his bag in our kitchen with his ID.
Authorities later told the victims they were lucky to be alive.
They just kept saying, "You guys have no idea how lucky you are. This never plays out like this, where you guys survive and we catch the guy."
This clip exposes a disturbing breach of trust between a caregiver and a vulnerable patient. The footage shows the woman entrusted with looking after an elderly person, secretly taking items that don't belong to her. Investigators later revealed that she was battling a serious gambling addiction, and her thefts were unlimited to cash. She also pocketed jewelry and even precious foreign metals, robbing her patients of belongings that carried deep sentimental value. Many of her victims suffered from dementia or Alzheimer's, making them less likely to notice or report her crimes. It's a chilling reminder that abuse can sometimes come from those who are supposed to protect and care for the most vulnerable. In China's Yunnan province, a deeply unsettling accident involved a 60-year-old woman who, according to local reports, was riding an elevator for the very first time. Some sources claim she was also deaf and mute, though that detail remains unverified. The incident took place inside a residential complex where she had been helping family members move bottled water. Left alone inside the lift, her unfamiliarity quickly turned to panic as the doors began to shut. What happened next was nothing short of terrifying. Overcome by fear, the woman desperately tried to force the doors back open. In doing so, she triggered the elevator's safety system, halting the car between two floors. Spotting a narrow gap between the cab and the outer wall, she attempted to climb through, but tragically became wedged at the waist, trapped between steel and concrete. Her cries of distress filled the shaft until her son, hearing her, rushed to alert security and emergency crews. Firefighters arrived swiftly but faced a grueling task, dismantling the elevator piece by piece to reach her. After more than 40 harrowing minutes, she was finally freed. Miraculously, she survived with only minor injuries, her condition stable despite the ordeal. Relationships can be beautiful, but they can also carry deep pain, the kind that builds quietly until one day it explodes. On the evening of April 5th, 2023 in Prince William County, Virginia, near Fortuna Center Plaza on Dumfries Road, life moved along like any other day, until it didn't. Inside a 2007 Chrysler 300 sat 34-year-old Mustafa Al-Azhari behind the wheel, with his girlfriend Dorothy Fontaine by his side and her 5-year-old daughter Empress in the back seat. To anyone watching, they looked like just another family on the road, but no one outside that car knew the storm that was about to break. Reports later revealed that Mustafa and Dorothy had been arguing, a fight that had sparked before and on this night escalated over Dorothy's ex-boyfriend. Each mile only added fuel to the fire, tensions rising until words weren't enough, and something much darker took over. The result was horrifying. In the aftermath, petitions flooded in. Supporters pleaded for charges to be dropped, painting Mustafa as a victim rather than a killer. But there was no evidence, no reports, no inspection, just claims that didn't line up with reality. Only 2 days after the crash, on April 7th, 2023, police arrested him. He's been behind bars ever since, his case winding through courtrooms filled with conflicting testimonies, legal twists, and family outcry. His brother has spoken publicly, insisting Mustafa could never hurt anyone, yet the Dash campaign's a chillingly different story.
Had a drop of guilt, we would not be here for him. We believe my brother is innocent. We believe that this was a horrible accident. We believe that, and I believe the evidence is going to show the truth.
What haunts most is Dorothy's final moments, the fear etched into her face, the silence in the car, and how Mustafa never even flinched. The trial remains ongoing, but two facts are undeniable. Dorothy and her daughter Empress are gone, and someone is to blame. That's what makes this case so terrifying. Was it a split-second loss of control, a mechanical failure, or a calculated act of revenge? We may never know what truly raced through Mustafa's mind in those final seconds, but the question lingers, heavy and unresolved. If it wasn't intentional, then why drive headfirst into death? This clip was captured by a bystander on the busy streets of Madrid back in 2018. The man performing the stunt is Pedro Volta, a professional escape artist known for pushing the limits of human endurance. On this day, he attempted to free himself from a straitjacket while completely submerged in a water tank, a spectacle meant to captivate the crowd. But the performance quickly spiraled out of control, and what began as an entertainment turned into a life-or-death emergency, all caught on camera. Volta, despite his experience, suddenly stopped moving inside the tank. Panic spread as it became clear something had gone terribly wrong. Onlookers rushed to pull him out, working frantically to save his life. Later, Volta admitted he had burned through too much energy struggling against a straitjacket, leaving him seconds away from drowning. By sheer luck and fast action from those nearby, he survived. The harrowing ordeal serves as a stark reminder of how dangerous escape artistry can be, even for the most seasoned performers.
Right here, handprints of shit all over the entire room. Your feet just stick to all the shit in there. That's the nastiest house I've ever been in.
Police responding to a call about possible child abuse arrived at what they would later call a house of horrors. Body cam footage revealed the squalid conditions inside, a home overrun with trash, animal feces, and insects coating the floors, walls, and even the furniture. This was the environment 3 children were being forced to live in.
Yeah. Can you go ahead?
Go ahead and put your hands on your back for me.
Can I ask what's going on?
All right, right now you are under arrest for child sexual assault. Okay, we're not going to talk about it while we're here. We'll talk about it back at the police department, okay?
Adding to the horror, one of the adults in the home faced allegations of sexual assault, accusations he later admitted were true.
There's the part door was like this when you moved, not the junk one over there.
Trade you for a sec. Ooh. She's like, we're trying to clean up. You go in this room, and it looks like you just put shit all over your hands and like all over the place.
It was a disturbing scene in every sense. Thankfully, the youngsters have since been removed from those conditions and are now out of harm's way. What began as a birthday celebration ended in tragedy at 4:15 p.m. on February 22, 2025 in Panama City, Florida. A moment of road rage turned deadly at the intersection of US 231 and Harrison Avenue. 48-year-old Joanne Park Garner, a single mother of 2, had spent the day celebrating her birthday with her daughter, 19-year-old Meryl Lee Lewis, and 2 others. They had just left a Mardi Gras parade, their red GMC Terrain filled with beads, laughter, and plans for dinner. But behind them, a gray Dodge Ram driven by 21-year-old Ivy Bella Encino with 23-year-old Jubal Simmons in the passenger seat was about to change everything. Police say words were exchanged between the 2 cars. What started with honking and shouting escalated until Meryl Lee stepped out of the GMC, approached the Ram, and struck Encino. The confrontation was brief, just seconds long, before both women returned to their vehicles. But moments later, everything unraveled.
Oh my gosh.
There's 2 people shot.
Just hold pressure on it. Don't move her. No,
They're trying to perform CPR. It looks like somebody's on the ground.
Without warning, police allege Simmons pulled out a gun and opened fire directly into the terrain. Shots cracked through the air like thunder, tearing through what had been a joyful evening. Both Joanne and Meryl Lee were struck in the chest. Stray bullets even hit a nearby car, narrowly missing more lives. Joanne was rushed to the hospital, but she did not survive. Meryl Lee was left fighting for her life in critical condition, clinging on in the ICU. Her chest injuries were so severe she required a ventilator to breathe. The suspects tried to run, and Encino and Simmons sped from the scene, only to collide with a police cruiser moments later. Their vehicle was disabled. Simmons bolted on foot, but was quickly caught. Within minutes, what started as a petty traffic dispute had escalated into gunfire, a police chase, and felony arrests. Both Encino and Simmons were charged with attempted murder, battery, and tampering with evidence. On March 13, 2025, they stood in Bay County Court and pleaded not guilty. Meanwhile, Meryl Lee remained in critical condition, her recovery uncertain. A GoFundMe created by a family friend painted a heartbreaking picture. It described how Meryl Lee had been taken off life support only to be placed back on it, how her future may involve months of rehabilitation, and how her younger brother David was left without his mother. All of this over a traffic dispute. A celebration turned to chaos, a family torn apart, a son now grieving, a daughter trapped in a long fight for survival. The haunting part is how ordinary it all seemed before. A drive after a parade, a mother's birthday, a family on their way to dinner. Then in broad daylight, everything changed. This footage, filmed in Java, Indonesia, captures a heart-stopping disaster as it unfolds. A passenger train barrels forward and slams directly into a truck, stranded across the tracks. The impact is immediate and catastrophic. Metal crunches, sparks ignite, and within seconds, a towering fireball erupts, engulfing the scene in smoke and flames. Observe. Amazingly, despite the scale of destruction, no lives were lost. Company officials later confirmed that the train itself continued moving after the blast, eventually grinding to a halt while hanging precariously over a nearby bridge. Most passengers walked away with only minor injuries, though one man was seriously hurt after leaping from the train into the river below in a frantic attempt to escape. While local outlets reported wildly on the event, investigators still have not provided a clear explanation for how such a disastrous chain of events was allowed to happen. In recent years, TikTok has leaned heavily into online shopping, largely because of the enormous revenue it generates. One of its most successful strategies has been integrating live streams into the platform, allowing sellers to showcase products in real time while viewers can instantly purchase them or browse reviews with a single tap. But in the case of one particular handbag, a chilling review surfaced that disturbed thousands of viewers. The now deleted clip, recorded in a dark room, was screen captured by another user before it vanished, ensuring it wouldn't be lost entirely.
Our 15 inches, okay? 15 inches toter bag, and well, it's a perfect.
The video showed someone holding up the handbag while, in the background, a child could be heard screaming for help. The written review casually read 10 out of 10 love this bag, it's so spacious. Adding to the unease, the seller responded to the review without acknowledging the disturbing audio. As the clip spread rapidly across TikTok, concerned users flooded the seller's profile with questions and alerts. The company later claimed to have escalated the matter to TikTok's internal investigative team and even issued a public statement. While some suspected it was a twisted prank, one baffling detail stood out. Why hide such a disturbing video in the review section of an obscure product, buried under thousands of others? The unsettling mystery remains unanswered. Take a look at this shocking footage in Turkey. The collapse of the mine has been described by workers as resembling the flow of a rushing river. According to Turkish media, at least 9 miners remain trapped underground. Because this is an underground mine rather than an open pit site, the urgency to act quickly is even greater. Every moment counts in the effort to save those inside. As of now, however, no further updates have been released since the initial reports of the disaster. Sometimes the most frightening journeys are the ones that barely leave the ground. On January 31st, 2025, a flight meant to save lives instead became the scene of unspeakable tragedy. It was Medjet Flight 056, a Learjet 55 with the tail number XAUI built in 1982, a plane nearly 40 years old. That evening, it was tasked with a medevac mission, carrying hope instead of passengers. At exactly 6:06 p.m., the jet lifted off from Northeast Philadelphia Airport, bound for Tijuana International Airport in Mexico, with a scheduled refuel stop in Springfield, Missouri. On board were 6 souls: 11-year-old Valentina Guzman Murillo, her mother Liz, Captain Alan Alejandro, his co-pilot Jose de Jesus, Dr. Raul Meza, and a paramedic named Rodrigo. Valentina had just completed treatment for a life-threatening illness, and they were finally heading home, but seconds after takeoff, everything changed. Barely 40 seconds into flight, the aircraft disappeared from radar. By 6:07 p.m., it had crashed less than 3 miles from the runway. The final data showed the Learjet at just 1,275 feet, moving at over 448 kilometers per hour, but plummeting at a terrifying descent rate of 11,000 feet per minute, as if ripped straight from the sky. The jet tore into a residential neighborhood, colliding with buildings and vehicles before erupting into a massive fireball. The impact destroyed 4 homes, damaged 11 more, and sent shockwaves through local businesses. Eyewitnesses described the blast as a bomb going off. All 6 on board were killed instantly. 2 more people on the ground also lost their lives, with 1 seriously injured and more than 20 others left with physical or psychological wounds. What investigators found made the loss even harder to bear. The cockpit voice recorder, the one device that could have revealed the final moments, had not worked in years. On March 6, 2025, the NTSB confirmed it was completely inoperative, leaving the cause of the disaster unknown. No distress calls, no warnings, just silence, followed by devastation. Some experts suspected a catastrophic technical failure. Others blamed weather conditions. But without that recorder, there are no answers, only haunting questions. A jet filled with hope fell from the sky like a dying star, carrying a child who had just fought her way back to life, only to be betrayed by a machine that had been allowed to fly with broken safeguards. Not a crime of malice, but of neglect, of overlooked maintenance, and of one critical repair that never came until it was far too late. It's a terrifying scene inside a Walmart, an ordinary day that suddenly turned into chaos. Shoppers had no idea a knife-wielding man was lurking among them, ready to strike. The surveillance footage captures the horror as it unfolds. The attacker, wearing a green backpack, suddenly lunges at its first victim. She collapses instantly, and before anyone can react, he drives forward again, stabbing without hesitation. Another shopper is next, clutching his stomach in agony as he falls. Then a man walking nearby is targeted. He too goes down as panic spreads through the store. A woman realizes what's happening and bolts for her life, but the attacker doesn't stop. He sets his sights on a man pushing a shopping cart, stabbing him before turning to yet another unsuspecting victim. Finally, he sprints toward the exit, leaving a trail of wounded people behind. In the parking lot, the rampage continues. He violently knocks a woman to the ground, but this time, someone fights back. A quick-thinking shopper rams into him with a cart, slowing the chaos just enough for help to arrive. By the end of the rampage, 11 people had been stabbed. Miraculously, despite the brutal attacks, every single one of them survived. As of the video's recording, the suspect is scheduled for a competency hearing. He entered a not guilty plea. People are always in a rush, cutting corners, speeding the light, trying to shave seconds off their day, but impatience has a cost, and sometimes that cost is everything. On May 2nd, 2022, at about 5:39 a.m., Pompano Beach, Florida, 27-year-old Jacob Bresnan was behind the wheel of his pickup truck near Northwest 6th Street and North Dixie Highway. It was a familiar intersection, one locals drive through daily without thinking twice. But this morning, fate would take a different turn. That same moment, a bright line train, a high-speed rail connecting cities like Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Orlando, was barreling down the tracks, capable of reaching nearly 80 miles per hour. The crossing gates were down, warning lights were flashing, alarms were blaring. Every signal told Jacob to stop. Instead, he made a decision that would alter countless lives in seconds. Jacob drove around the lowered gate. Moments later, the bright line train struck his truck with devastating force, Too fast to avoid, too powerful to survive. First responders rushed to the scene and transported him to the hospital, but it was already too late. He didn't make it. Passengers on the train were unharmed, but the crossing was closed for hours. The wreckage a grim reminder of what impatience can cost. Jacob wasn't just a driver that day. He was a father of 4, 2 biological children, 2 stepchildren, and his fiancée was expecting another baby that September. His best friend launched a GoFundMe that raised more than $210,000 to cover funeral expenses and support the children's future, but no donation could bring back the man they lost. Online, people debated what happened. Some called it driver error. Others said it was a deliberate choice to try to outrun the train. Either way, one truth remained. Had Jacob waited just 30 more seconds, he would have lived to see his baby born, to raise his children, to be there for all the moments that now will never come. Instead, a split-second decision turned into a lifetime of grief. This TikTok was posted by a woman who captured a deeply unsettling moment on camera. She wasn't driving the car, she was sitting in the passenger seat when she noticed something strange behind them. A vehicle appeared to be following closely, trailing them for an uncomfortably long time. What began as mild concern quickly shifted into real fear as the car refused to back off. That's when she decided to start recording, likely as a form of protection or evidence in case the situation escalated.
Car has been it's been following us. Like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, do you see that? Why does he keep doing that? Oh my god, we get away. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, what is he? No, he's still following us. I got his license plate. He's being pulled over. He's being pulled over. He's being pulled over. Just slow down, slow down. He's being pulled over. He has to stop at the stop sign.
900 feet, turn right onto Northeast.
Oh my god, why is he following us? Police is chasing him. What the f is wrong? He's literally getting pulled over and he's still chasing us. What the hell is wrong with this guy?
For a brief moment, the trailing car pulled up beside them, but eerily, no one inside could be clearly identified. Even more disturbing when a police vehicle got involved. The mysterious car still refused to stop, ignoring repeated signals to pull over. The driver's true intentions remain a mystery, but one thing is clear. Whoever was behind the wheel had no good reason to keep pursuing them, especially with law enforcement in plain sight. On July 21, 2021, Jake Borba, his wife Victoria, and their 3-year-old son Caden went off-roading near the Sierra National Forest in Madera County, California. The day had been smooth and uneventful until they decided to pull over for a short break. That's when Caden suddenly became frantic, pointing toward a nearby field. When Jake and Victoria asked what was wrong, he shouted that he saw a blue-haired woman lying face down in the grass with her legs bent upward. While Victoria tried to soothe them, Jake walked into the field to investigate. Despite searching thoroughly, he found no one. Unnerved, they left and later shared the experience on Facebook. The post caught the attention of local police, who revealed that a woman matching Caden's description had recently gone missing in the same area, prompting even local news outlets to interview the family.
He says, she needs our help, but she's dead. And she's laying face down with her legs up. And she can't talk to me, but she's over there. We need to go help her.
That missing woman was Sandra Hughes, an experienced outdoors woman. She had embarked on a camping trip near the Sierra National Forest but was never seen again. Her car was later discovered wrecked in a ravine. Oddly, instead of seeking help, Sandra seemed to have wandered deeper into the wilderness with little or no supplies. Multiple hunters reported seeing her in the days following her disappearance, but none realized she was missing, and she never called out for assistance. She vanished soon after, unless of course, Caden truly saw her that day in the field.
Describes down to blue hair. He said she has a black shirt, blue jeans, and blue hair, Mom. I hope that he could have at least helped and maybe helped the family.
Authorities searched the exact spot where Caden claimed to have seen the mysterious figure, but nothing was found. To this day, Sandra Hughes remains a missing person, and her fate is still unknown. This video is both terrifying and hard to believe. At first glance, you can clearly see a massive blaze consuming the structure, but the most shocking detail isn't the fire itself, it's where it's happening. The flames are tearing through a brand new water park in Sweden, a place that had only just opened its doors. The clip was filmed by bystanders on February 12, 2024, as they passed the scene, which should have been a spot filled with fun and excitement had instead turned into a dangerous inferno. Dozens of tourists were left dangling nearly 74 meters above the ground when a giant swing ride suddenly stopped midair during a violent storm at Six Flags Mexico on August 18th. Heavy rain and fierce winds swept through Mexico City, forcing the park to shut down several attractions.
No está comiendo un asador con nosotros.
One passenger pulled out their phone and captured the terrifying moment. The footage shows riders suspended in motionless wings as dark clouds roll overhead, chains swaying wildly in the storm while rain poured down. Some riders clung desperately to their seats, racing against the gusts, their fear written across their faces. Witnesses say the ordeal lasted about 10 minutes before operators were finally able to bring the swings back down to safety. Thankfully, no one was injured. Park visitor Omar Hernandez Medrano told Fox News that being stuck at the top in the heavy rain felt like an eternity. In 2013, a Flickr user known as This Name Can't Be Taken uploaded a photo that has continued to unsettle viewers ever since. The image itself was originally taken years earlier, on July 5, 2004, during what seemed like a simple hiking trip in the forests in New Hampshire. At first glance, the picture looks ordinary enough. A climber stands clearly in frame, and another hiker can be seen near the top right corner, both obviously part of the group. But the unease comes from its strange face, faint yet visible, just to the left. None of the hikers knew who it was. No one recalled seeing a stranger nearby, and the figure didn't belong to anyone in their group. When the uploader later noticed the anomaly while revisiting old pictures, she began digging for answers. She carefully checked every photo she had ever taken with that particular camera, trying to rule out something like a double exposure or a technical glitch. Nothing else came close to resembling the mysterious face. To put any doubts to rest, she even uploaded the untouched photo file along with the original EXIF data to Reddit, demonstrating that it hadn't been digitally altered. Despite her efforts, no one could provide a definitive explanation. Some speculated it was an unnoticed passerby. Others suggested it was something paranormal, an apparition caught by chance. Yet after countless theories, the truth remained elusive. Now almost 2 decades later, the photograph still stands as one of those unnerving mysteries, a frozen moment in time that continues to blur the line between the explainable and the unexplainable.
Get a second chance, how you gonna turn this here around, okay? So your life ain't over, you just need a second chance. So that's what you need to dwell on and pray about. A second chance, and sit down and think about how you gonna make this happen, and obey your parents, and come in, come home on time, come in, come home. Number one, streets don't love you, we love you, not the streets. You see what the streets?
In the sterile, frigid interrogation room sits a 15-year-old boy. Just concrete walls, a table, and a chair designated for someone who'd done something truly horrible. Not a space designed for feelings, and he did. He is going to face murder charges. His grandmother is seated across from him, not a police officer or attorney, simply a grandmother who continues to visit her grandchild rather than a felon.
Oh, baby. I'm sorry you got to go through this, but all you had to do was listen to your parents. Okay? Okay? I don't know how things gonna turn out for you. I ain't got no idea how nothing gonna turn out. No idea at all.
She gives him a much-needed hug and some scathing counsel. She seems to be attempting to patch things up one final time before the system takes control. The child refuses to let go of his grandmother as the repercussions of his behavior loom huge. For a long time, that would be their final embrace. Later, the teenager received a sentence of 35 years in prison.
No, nothing this second. I told y'all don't tell me nothing. Didn't I tell you that? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, baby.
So I'm so sorry you got to go through what you're going through. But if God help you out of this, please get yourself together, baby. And it's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a miracle that we don't have. You can turn me loose now.
Is the Kool-Aid Man challenge familiar to you? It's going to, though. According to the surveillance, a bunch of people are racing around and breaking down fences because they find it amusing. The speed at which these children are sprinting as they collide with a barrier and the damage they cause are captured in a video taken from beyond the gate. It appears that again another excellent generation has been destroyed by the internet. What started as a simple tow job in Washington state quickly turned into a rolling disaster. On July 30th, 2025, CCTV captured a red car breaking free from its tow strap, not once, but twice, before careening down a hill and smashing straight into the front of a pho and teriyaki restaurant. The crash left the shopfront mangled and caused significant damage, but the chaos didn't end there. On a third attempt, the tow failed yet again, this time dragging the car into a bush before the entire effort was finally abandoned. The Pierce County Sheriff's Office released the footage as a warning, reminding everyone of exactly how not to tow a vehicle. Deputies are still trying to identify the white SUV responsible for this mess, and they're asking for the public's help. One thing's for sure, when you cut corners with safety, it's not your car that pays the price. Sometimes, a whole business can suffer the fallout. Amina Abakarova, a 40-year-old chess coach from Dagestan, Russia, was allegedly involved in a chilling plot during the Dagestan Chess Championship in August 2024. Security footage shows her approaching the chessboard intended for her opponent, European champion Umayganat Osmanova, and deliberately smearing a substance, reportedly liquid mercury, on the board in pieces. Shortly after, Osmanova fell ill mid-game, complaining of dizziness, nausea, and a metallic taste. A medical response consisted with mercury exposure. The poison was discovered quickly, prompting tournament officials to halt play and alert authorities. The Russian Chess Federation immediately suspended Abakarova from competition, pending investigation and threatened a lifetime ban, depending on the outcome. Regional officials expressed shock, noting the attempt endangered not only the opponent, but all players present. Abakarova reportedly admitted her motive was personal hostility, claiming Osmanova treated her or her relatives poorly after a tiebreak loss in a prior tournament. Fortunately, Osmanova recovered and continued in the tournament, placing second. Abakarova now faces criminal charges and possibly years in prison. Police officer, someone sworn to uphold the law, abused that trust in one of the most disturbing ways imaginable. 27-year-old Officer Marcin Zielinski of Hertfordshire Police stood in a woman's home under the authority of a search warrant, but instead of acting with integrity, he did something vile. During the Section 32 search on September 12, 2024, Zielinski stole an item of the woman's underwear. Yes, while in uniform, under the pretense of carrying out his duty, he violated the very people he was meant to protect. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't an accident. It was calculated and perverse. An internal investigation quickly uncovered his actions, and Zielinski was suspended from duty. At Cambridge Crown Court, his disgrace was laid bare for everyone to see. The judge sentenced him to 4 months in prison, stripping away the badge he never deserved to wear. What makes this case especially repulsive is that police officers are entrusted with the highest levels of access into people's lives and homes. To exploit that trust for something so degrading is more than just theft. It's a betrayal of the public, an act that stains the reputation of the force he represented. Zelensky may only serve a short prison term, but the damage is lasting. The people of Hertfordshire will remember that the man who once patrolled their streets chose to indulge his sick impulses instead of his sworn duty to protect. Check out this guy riding his bike before something explosive happens. I don't know about you, but I think getting back on after that is crazy. Russia in 2024, when a turbine generator caught fire, the temperature in this warehouse skyrocketed. Security footage showed the warehouse filling with smoke, and a moment later, the generator caught fire.
Go back to your country. Go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go. Go back to Africa.
This woman makes some disgusting comments towards these individuals, and it only gets worse. But all of this is a nice ending. After being made fun of by those she is insulting, she simply gets up and walks away. Naturally, this also implies that she insulted individuals after leaving the street, which raises additional concerns.
You look so ugly with your dark skin color. Go back to your country. Do you eat watermelon? I'm going to send this to my boyfriend because he's white and he's your master.
The local police agency attacked this man while he was smoking outside his Mansfield, Ohio residence.
For what? For what? What are y'all bothering me for?
Because I am. Let's step out.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Step on,
I'm on camera, no.
Step off the porch.
No, I'm not stepping off the porch.
Step off the porch.
Zaire!
Step off the porch.
I'm not stop grabbing me. What are you grabbing me for, bro? What the fuck? What are y'all doing?
Stop.
I didn't do nothing, bro. What the on my stomach. Man, what are y'all doing, bro?
Stomach.
Man, what are y'all doing, bro?
Watch your door.
Man, what the y'all doing to me?
Hey, perfect.
What the are you talking about?
Get your hands behind your back. Get your hand behind your back.
Why are you kicking me?
No one's kicking you.
Yes, he is, dude.
Stop.
Man, I didn't even do nothing. I'm sitting on the porch about to smoke.
He is unwilling to leave the porch. Additionally, he appears to be giving no resistance, yet he is swiftly pulled down and taken into custody. It seems excessive, doesn't it? What, after all, went wrong with him?
What are y'all bothering me for? What did y'all approach me for? I said, what did y'all approach me for? All of this is on camera.
This is perfect. Cool. It's 4 more.
I didn't do nothing. What did I do? What did I do?
We didn't have time to talk to you about that.
What did I do? Y'all didn't say nothing.
The police later clarified that, despite the man's protest in the video going viral, it just represents a small part of a bigger incident. The 26-year-old suspect was accused of resisting arrest and impeding official business, and he had an unidentified warrant from another law enforcement agency.
Who are you?
What did I do?
Who are you?
What did I do?
Oh, we could just sit in jail until we...
What did I do?
You don't get a chance to explain it.
What did I do? I'm asking now. What did I do?
We're ordering in a high-stress, high-crime area.
This is my house.
We don't know that.
What do you mean? I'm on the porch. It's my house.
We asked you to step down.
I don't have to. This is my house.
This
is my house. I don't have to talk to y'all. I don't have to talk to y'all.
What is your name?
Call a sergeant. I want to see a supervisor.
I'll do you one better. I'll do you one better.
Sergeant, I want a supervisor.
You want the sergeant or the lieutenant?
I just want the supervisor.
You got two of them here.
I want the supervisor. What are y'all bothering me for?
Hello. All right.
Zaire, call my mom. They just walked on this porch and beat my ass.
Who is this?
It don't matter who I am. Y'all didn't have no reason to approach me. I'm on the porch trying to smoke.
The event is being investigated to see if the police's use of force was warranted, but it appears that they could have handled things far better. However, we are all aware of the outcome of those reviews. I would prefer to hear your thoughts on it. Tell me in the comments, please. A YouTube channel known as IP Expedientes Acudo CD Juarez shared footage that has quickly gone viral for all the wrong reasons. The clip, reportedly filmed somewhere in South America, has left viewers unsettled in questioning what they just witnessed. The video begins with a seemingly ordinary scene, a young girl playing innocently in a quiet town square, but within moments, the calm atmosphere is shattered. Her dress suddenly jerks backward, yanked as if by invisible hands. The force is strong enough to send her stumbling off balance, and what makes it even more chilling is that nothing visible explains the movement. Reactions online have been intense. Many viewers insist this is undeniable evidence of something paranormal, perhaps a spirit reaching out and interacting with a girl. Others, more skeptical, argue that there could be rational explanations. Some suggested a hidden fishing line, while others claimed it might have been an unusual gust of wind, yet no clear signs of wires, tricks, or tampering can be seen. That's what makes this video so haunting. With no solid explanation, the footage continues to puzzle viewers and leaves one eerie possibility lingering in the air, that a playful ghost may have briefly revealed itself in broad daylight. Make sure to appropriately divide the weight if you're planning to ride your bike with a friend, or at the very least, wear a helmet. On February 8th, a young boy playfully threw firecrackers at a manhole cover without realizing he was going to set off a horrifying explosion that sent the manhole cover hurtling into the air. The boy was knocked to the ground by the force of the explosion, and amazingly, a dozen nearby manhole covers exploded as well, sending bricks and debris flying in all directions while smoke filled the air. Locals hurried the boy to the hospital, where fortunately his life was not in danger despite the chaos. The entire horrifying episode was filmed by surveillance cameras, which raises the question of whether this could have been prevented with more attentive adult supervision. This is 22-year-old Jonathan Cueto. On April 14, 2025, police in West Palm Beach, Florida responded to calls about an assault in a neighborhood street. What they didn't know yet was that the entire incident had been captured on video. The footage shows Cueto pulling up in his Dodge Charger and stepping out to confront a group of teenagers riding their bikes and popping wheelies in the roadway. Words were exchanged, but the situation escalated fast. Witnesses say Cueto shoved one of the teens to the ground, then threw him against a fence before pinning him down and striking him repeatedly. The victim was only 15 years old.
They were just like talking back and forth. Okay. And then he got out and then it escalated to them right there. And then he was like standing up on him and he pushed him off. And he got on top of him on the sidewalk right here. Okay. And then he pushed him up and like threw him into that fence. Okay. And then after that, they went there. He put him down right there, and he started like beating him in.
So how many people total were on the bikes doing their thing, wheeling down the street?
One person.
It was only him.
It was
Just him?
And
Who are you
I
guys?
was just riding behind him. They weren't even with us. They were way farther back.
So you weren't involved?
No, they were involved. We were in the back. But
Okay.
Can crash, something happened.
So I'll take a look at the video and I'll talk to you guys
Oh, and also he
separately.
knocked my phone out of my hand and shattered.
Yeah, I got that on
Your
video.
phone shattered?
I got it on video.
Okay.
And I got the video like while it happened too. I was recording.
The teens shouted for Cueto to stop, recording the entire altercation on their phones. One can be heard yelling, "That's a kid. You just punched a 15-year-old." Others screamed at him to get off before calling the police. The video ends with Cueto walking calmly back to his car, saying, "I've already been to jail. I don't care." Then he drove away as if nothing had happened.
Get back in your V6 Charger. Get on, bro. That's your husband? He's fat. I don't know. He's pissed off for nothing. He's an obese fat. You fat. You ain't gonna do shit. Grown ass fucking man. Get on somewhere, you fat ass. Yo, Michael. Yo, on God, you're a dumbass. That's on video. Yeah, you a dumbass. Yo.
Take that fucking helmet off. I'll show you what I fucking do.
Yo, get the fuck off him. Yo, get the fuck off him. Yo, I'm calling the fucking cops, you fat That's a kid. Yo, get the fuck off him. That's a fucking kid. 15-year-old fucking kid. 15-year-old kid. Yo, get him. Yo, call the fucking cops. I got it on video. Yo, dude, call the fucking cops. Call the fucking cops. Grown ass fucking man. Yo, get the fuck off him, you fat
Hey, get off of me, bro.
Yo, let go. Let go. Then get the fuck off him. Get the fuck off him. Go back to your fucking Charger, you fat You're going to fucking jail, dumbass. You're going to fucking jail, dumbass. You're going to fucking jail, dumbass. You're going to jail. You just punched a fucking kid, dumbass. I already got it. See, I already got it. Yo. Oh, you're dumb. I got it. See, don't trip. Get back in here.
When officers arrived, they reviewed the footage and gathered witness statements. The teens insisted they were riding legally in the right lane when Cueto lost his temper. Police reminded them that wheelies in traffic often trigger complaints, but it was clear Cueto had taken things much further than words.
Because typically people wouldn't stop down the street, get out of their car, and then just start something with somebody for no reason.
I understand.
So the reason I say that is because we've dealt with each other before. Yeah. With the whole bike incident and everything down the street with the stuff.
That was you?
Yeah, that was me.
I didn't do anything there. I was just there.
Yep.
No,
I know. And I didn't say you did anything because I know the kid who did it. And he was lucky enough that everybody wanted to go ahead and settle outside of any sort of court issue, and nobody ended up going to jail because I'm sure his father probably had to come out of pocket and pay $500-600 to go ahead and take care of it. But the issue that we're having here is, and I'm going to go ahead and preface this before I say anything to the two of you separately, is that all these bikes down the street with everybody popping the wheelies and everything, it's an issue. It is an issue. It upsets people.
But he was in the right lane.
Just regardless. Are we supposed to be riding down public streets, popping wheelies and doing things like that? Because we get calls like this 24/7. Am I saying that what he did was right? No, I'm not saying that. Do I think it's a good idea for you to sit there and videotape him and antagonize him and tell him you're going to jail, you fat you're hitting a 15-year-old? And while your friend over here is getting beat, your first reaction is to sit here and record?
What do you want me to do? Hit him?
You can't try to stop the altercation?
I'm not gonna get beat by the...
I'm just saying, bro. But like, you don't think it's an issue? You sitting there recording the whole time?
I don't even blame him.
Obviously, if a grown man is doing something like that, you got to do something to try and intervene. You can still call the cops.
There's a video of it, though.
I got to be honest with you. That video does not make you look good. It doesn't show you in a good light. It shows you egging him on.
Okay.
All right.
I think I kind of get the gist, though.
Exactly. So what made that man so upset that he felt the need to stop his car, get out, and then go ahead and start it with you?
We don't know. So look, I was behind him. He was literally wheeling in this lane. He did not go over the yellow line at all. And then the guy stopped, and he started yelling shit at both of us. And I was like, what? What are you going to do? And
so does that have to be your response, though? So if he's yelling, why don't you just keep going?
That's what I was trying to do.
No, you weren't.
I was trying to keep going before he got out the car, yes.
Okay, for sure.
Behind us, not a single car.
Okay.
There was only that guy and like maybe a car behind him. Those were the only 2 cars.
So after today, do you think that you're going to be popping wheelies in the street and doing your thing? I'm just asking though. You guys in general, do you think you're going to keep doing that, or maybe we're going to find a different hobby? Yeah. You're not supposed to confront somebody. If they're, I'm just telling you though, for the future, when you start driving, whatever it may be, just listen. If somebody's screaming and yelling behind the wheel of a 2,000-pound death machine, let it go. Who cares?
For weeks, police searched for him. Finally, during an unrelated traffic incident involving one of his family members, officers spotted Cueto at the scene. This time, there was no escape. He was placed under arrest.
All right, well, do me a favor, push your hands behind your back.
My behind?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Got the lighter?
Why?
I will let you know.
Could my family grab my wallet?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll give them whatever they need. They can even take the car if they need
Put them
to.
together like you're praying.
Or do you need a second set?
2.
Whatever you guys need.
That's fine. We'll give you a second set or something, man. Make sure that you're comfortable.
Can you guys tell me why I'm getting arrested?
I will.
She'll explain.
Oh my goodness.
So you weren't driving any of these cars today? You just came here to translate?
No, that's my car right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his father's the one that's involved in the accident.
Could you grab my wallet, boss? Go to my dad.
Listen, we're gonna take care of all that, bro. We're gonna make sure that this right here with all your stuff in it,
my bird, all that.
Bro, if that's your family and you want to release the car with its entire contents and everything to your family, then that's cool. You're gonna be cool with us, we'll be cool with you.
During the arrest, Cueto was calm and even cooperative, but when informed why he was being taken in, he seemed surprised. Officers explained they had probable cause based on the video evidence showing him assaulting the teenager.
All right, so here's the situation. I'm pretty sure you know there's a video circulating around with you grabbing onto a kid that's on a bike.
No, that's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, so there's actually PC on you. I'm the one who wrote it up. And
PC? What do you mean?
Probable cause for your
arrest.
arrest.
I thought you said a drug.
Sorry.
No.
I actually wrote it up, and I didn't expect to run into you here.
Yeah.
So I gotta do what I gotta do.
No, I understand. I completely understand.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. You come back to the back of my car. Or can you put it in one of your cars real quick?
That's fine, whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, I'll put it in the back of yours.
And then we'll let him broker the deal with his parents to take his car and do whatever he's gonna do.
He was searched, cuffed, and transported to jail. His car and personal belongings were turned over to family members. Jonathan Cueto now faces felony charges for child abuse without great bodily harm. Watch this horrible moment with us as a number of vehicles tumbled into a roaring river and a bridge abruptly crumbled.
Ông Châu giật ôi cái mấy người đào cái chú Mạnh khi đợt Covid chú Mạnh là chú ôi mạnh quá mình lùi không có bình tĩnh không sao ôi dồi ôi leo trù không nổi ôi dồi ôi báo cho ai đi may mình chú ôi dồi chết nữa đúng là chỗ thật không ôi dồi ôi ôi
According to the most recent report from the Vietnamese government, the tragic event happened in Vietnam on September 9, 2024, shortly after the nation had been hit by the devastating effects of Typhoon Yak, the strongest storm in the previous 30 years. The storm and flash flood severely damaged the bridge's foundation, resulting in this disaster. 2 people were killed and 6 more are still missing when the bridge collapsed. This video is a terrible reminder that Mother Nature's wrath is undeniable and that calamities can happen at any time. On June 29, 2024, in Formosa do Cerrado, Maranhão, Brazil, a woman experienced a terrifying near miss that could have ended far differently. She was seated on her parked motorcycle, casually checking her phone, when a pickup truck suddenly veered off the road, crossed the median, and sped straight toward her. With only a split second to react, she leapt onto the sidewalk just as the truck barreled past, slamming into her motorcycle and damaging several others parked nearby. Remarkably, she escaped without a single injury. The truck's driver, though shaken, also avoided serious harm. The incident serves as a sobering reminder how quickly a normal moment can turn dangerous, and how sheer instinct can be the difference between tragedy and survival. In September 2018, the YouTuber My Backyard Birding set out alone into the deep, untouched forests of North Carolina. His mission was simple: capture the region's wild beauty and document its rich variety of bird life. It was supposed to be just another calm, uneventful day surrounded by nature. The footage he recorded seemed ordinary at first: the gentle rustle of leaves, the soft chatter of birds, and the steady crunch of twigs beneath his boots. But hidden in the background was something he hadn't noticed while filming, something that didn't belong. From somewhere in the dense canopy, a strange sound rang out. It wasn't the whistle of a bird or the wind threading through the trees. It was sharp, deliberate, and eerily out of place. The noise echoed as if it had been meant to be heard, sending a ripple of unease through what had been a peaceful scene. Watching the video later, he couldn't shake the feeling that in those quiet woods, he might not have been as alone as he thought. Initially, it's barely there, a strange, unnatural vocalization drifting through the trees. It carried a mechanical, almost robotic quality, as if produced by something that isn't alive. It doesn't match the call of any known animal, and the distorted tone only deepens its unsettling nature. Those who've watched the footage have been quick to speculate. Some claim it could be the cry of an enormous, unidentified creature lurking beyond the tree line. Others lean towards something more mysterious, perhaps even something not of this world. The sound hangs in the air for a moment before melting back into the steady backdrop, the forest. Everything appears to return to normal until it happens again. At first, it's faint, so faint it's nearly swallowed by the rustle of leaves and distant bird calls. But then it repeats, sharper this time, cutting through the natural chorus like a warning that wasn't meant to be ignored. What began as little more than a faint murmur soon revealed itself for what it was, a voice. It carried on the wind, stretched thin with desperation, as if clawing its way through the trees to be heard. It was human, it was afraid, and it was impossible to ignore once he noticed it. When my backyard birding filmed his hike that day, he didn't hear it. He walked on, recording the rustle of leaves and the calls of birds, never realizing his camera had captured something far more unsettling. It wasn't until the footage was uploaded to YouTube that viewers caught it. Comment after comment pointing out the eerie cry. Some even enhanced the audio, making the plea sound unmistakably like someone begging for help. Theories flooded in. Some believed it was a stranded hiker calling out in a final attempt to be found. Others suggested it might have been an animal mimicking human speech, a strange but documented phenomenon in the wild. But then a more chilling idea began to circulate. A few viewers compared the video's date to missing persons reports from the area and found a disturbing overlap. Just days earlier, 53-year-old Susan Clemens had vanished near Clingman's Dome, the highest point in the Great Smoky Mountains. She and her daughter had taken separate routes back to their car. Susan never arrived. For over a week, rescue teams searched the rugged wilderness before finding her body on October 2nd, hidden in dense undergrowth, only half a mile off the Appalachian Trail. The official cause of death was listed as hypothermia, but that raised questions. Daytime temperatures that week had hovered between 65 degrees Fahrenheit and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, far too warm for someone to succumb so quickly, and the thicket where she was found was so impenetrable that many wondered how she ended up there at all. The timing was unsettling. Could the voice in the footage have been Susan's final cry? Skeptics dismissed it as coincidence, arguing the sound could have been from a fox, elk, or other wildlife known to produce eerily human-like calls. But those who've heard the raw audio struggle to shake the feeling that they're listening to a person in distress. The Appalachian wilderness is no stranger to vanishings. Some resolved, others never explained. For those who enter, the mountains keep their secrets close. And sometimes, if you're unlucky enough to be in the right place at the wrong time, you might hear those secrets calling back. When Peoria County deputies attempted to halt an unregistered motorcycle on Harmon Highway on August 6, 2025, the rider ran away. Unfortunately for him, when he tried to escape from the deputy, the stolen motorcycle ran out of gas.
Looks like he's trying to take off, but his bike just accidentally at Harmon Highway near Airport. Take a second. It just died on at the intersection.
Donald Shaw, the suspect, was taken into custody on charges of felony warrants, drug paraphernalia possession, fleeing and eluding, and possessing a stolen car. I think it's really crazy that someone would drive so quickly in situations where you can't see 3 feet in front of your face. This incident happened in Leach County, Texas, sometime in late December 2019. Police were looking into a pileup crash site when a semi lost control, swerved into a ditch, and flipped on its side, nearly crushing multiple policemen and medical personnel. The footage seems like it belongs in a movie. Look at this. Driving on highways in foggy circumstances can be dangerous. Even light fog can make driving more difficult, but thick fog is particularly dangerous because it can appear suddenly and catch drivers off guard. When combined with speeding drivers and exceeding the speed limit, it's a surefire way to cause a terrible pileup of hundreds of cars and potentially hundreds of thousands of people to be seriously hurt. On July 26, 2025, a woman driving in Singapore experienced a terrifying moment when the road beneath her suddenly collapsed, sending her car plunging into a hole estimated to be 6 to 10 feet, 2 to 3 meters deep. Nearby workers rushed in to help, pulling her to safety. She was able to walk on her own but was taken for further medical evaluation after sustaining minor injuries. The next day, once water in the area had been partially drained, a crane was brought in to lift the badly damaged vehicle from the hole. Authorities immediately sealed off the road to ensure the public safety and begin repairs. According to Singapore's National Water Agency, the collapse was likely the result of a structural failure linked to ongoing sewer construction nearby. 3 seconds from the instant the young man in the video realized a train was speeding down the tracks toward him until he scrambled off the lines. There were only 3 seconds between him and death. You must watch the film to really understand the gravity of the situation. It was an incredible race against time. In the final seconds of this clip, a motorcyclist approaches a railroad crossing as the automatic barrier lowers. Instead of stopping, he slams into it head-on, sending both himself and his bike crashing onto the tracks. The violent impact throws him onto his back, his body rolling helplessly across the rails. That's when the real terror begins. In the distance, the train barrels forward at full speed, closing in with no time to spare. Realizing death is seconds away, the man scrambles desperately, dragging himself across the gravel with pure instinct. By a miracle, he manages to pull clear just before the train roars past, missing him by only feet. His motorcycle, however, isn't so lucky. The massive engine plows into it, crushing it into twisted metal and hurling the wreckage aside. The train's conductor immediately slammed the emergency brakes, but the distance was far too short to prevent the collision. The train finally screeched to a stop nearly 19 minutes later. The rider, though injured and badly shaken, survived and was rushed to the hospital for treatment. His bike was destroyed, but his life was spared. A razor-thin escape from certain death. The following video was taken at a gas station in the sleepy hamlet of La Pilata, New Mexico, on February 4. It shows a car with a dash cam turning directly into the station to refuel when a pickup truck suddenly speeds up from the other direction.
And I don't really give a fuck right now. He should have, like I said months ago, got fucking DCR'd. Whether or not, something. Oh my god! What the?
The pickup's driver, a woman, reportedly lost consciousness just before the crash, causing the terrifying accident. Fortunately, she only suffered minor injuries, and miraculously, no one else was hurt. The truck crashed into 2 gas pumps at a dangerously high speed, slamming into the roof rack. The impact was so severe that the roof collapsed almost instantly, narrowly missing the car with a dash cam. An extraordinary moment was captured during a baptism that has left many completely stunned, sparking deep reflection about its possible spiritual meaning. Witnesses described the phenomenon as something almost otherworldly, like the water itself was bending. For many who watched the video, it wasn't just a strange occurrence, but a divine sign. Some believe it was the Holy Spirit resting upon the waters, blessing the ritual and making its presence known in a way no one could deny. Those who stood there that day were left in awe, moved to their core, and convinced they had just witnessed something supernatural. But what about you? Was this truly a glimpse of the divine or something else entirely? On August 24, 2024, Russian acrobat Maria Kitova experienced a frightening accident during a performance of KZA in Portland, Oregon, when she fell mid-act. She reportedly struck the ground head first, resulting in a nosebleed, though thankfully her injuries were not severe. A 10-year-old boy captured the fall on video, later explaining that at first he believed it was simply part of the act, until the performers and staff reacted with visible concern, making it clear something was terribly wrong. On August 25th, a Cirque du Soleil spokesperson confirmed that Kitova was conscious, stable, and receiving medical attention from both professionals and her support team. On June 2, 2025 in Marbella, southern Spain, home security cameras captured a disturbing late-night break-in. In the early hours, a man slipped into a family's home and stayed for more than 30 minutes, but instead of ransacking the place for valuables, he kept returning to the master bedroom 8 separate times, where a woman slept beside her partner. Footage shows the intruder shining a flashlight directly onto the woman's body while she lay fully exposed, all without waking her. Neither she nor her partner realized what had happened until the following day, when she noticed her purse missing and reviewed the security recordings. The only item taken was €300, about $325, but police believe the motive may have been sexual. The man moved with precision, avoiding detection even with a child asleep in a nearby room. Authorities are now reviewing the footage to identify him and plan to charge him not just with burglary, but also with violation of privacy. The incident has left the couple deeply unsettled and sparked growing fear throughout the neighborhood. Although they are frequently feared, shark attacks are actually rather uncommon when compared to other ocean hazards. However, they do happen occasionally. On average, there are between 70 and 80 unprovoked shark attacks globally each year, with a much lower number of fatalities. In the video below, a man encounters one of nature's top predators. Although shark attacks are uncommon, they are among the most horrifying experiences for humans, being in a body of water that is already alien to us as land animals, and seeing one of nature's most effective hunting machines must be an incredible sight. On July 26, 2025, raging wildfires in northwestern Turkey advanced to the outskirts of Bursa, turning the hillsides into a wall of flames that bathed the city in an eerie apocalyptic glow. Authorities swiftly declared a state of emergency, ordering evacuations in nearby villages. More than 3,500 residents were forced to flee, while over 1,100 firefighters worked non-stop to contain the inferno. The disaster claimed at least 17 lives, including firefighters and volunteers, and left 14 others injured from burns, smoke inhalation, and other trauma-related injuries. This was not an isolated incident. Much of southern Europe has been gripped by a severe wildlife crisis, with blazes tearing through Turkey, Greece, Albania, Montenegro, and Bulgaria. Fueled by record-breaking heat, parching drought, and relentless winds, some areas saw temperatures climb past 122 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius, pushing emergency services to their breaking point. Officials warned it could be one of the most dangerous weeks in recent memory, with multiple countries fighting flames on several fronts. As you witness this astonishing event develop, this woman is calmly speaking to the camera when something completely crazy occurs. Suddenly, she pulls 40 meters into the air with her foot, but don't get stressed out just yet. She's actually securely secured by a knot, as you can see upon closer inspection. Meet Louise Lanoy, a fearless performer who has participated in jail practicing for their show, Exit on Champagne, France in Chalon. Yes, you heard correctly. Louise has mastered the skill of elevating adventure to a whole new level, which is only possible in France. In the following video, an excavator plunged into a deep ravine in Chiang Rai, Thailand, with the driver still trapped inside. A witness captured the terrifying scene on their phone as the enormous machine fell nearly 30 meters down the ravine, leaving onlookers stunned as the driver, who also owned the excavator, was helplessly tossed around inside. Miraculously, bamboo bushes at the bottom, preventing the machine from falling even further. Despite all odds, the driver made it through the horrific incident with only minor head injuries and was taken to the hospital right away. Shared to the SLAPTAM subreddit, great channel. This home security clip begins with what looks like nothing more than an ordinary evening. A father is seen adjusting the TV while his toddler plays just a few feet away, but then something extraordinary happens. The timing is so uncanny, so precise, that many viewers believe it points to the intervention of a guardian angel or protective spirit stepping in at just the right moment. Of course, skeptics argue it was pure coincidence, but even they admit the odds of everything lining up so perfectly are almost impossible to ignore. Whether you see this as proof of something beyond our understanding or just a 1 in a million chance, it's hard to deny the chill this footage leaves behind. This Vietnamese road has been known by the locals as the Barrier of Sorrow for just a single year. In that time, it has seen many terrible incidents, the majority of which were horrifying and dreadful. Recently, a video of 3 heart-stopping moments from this exact route surfaced. Have a look. Sadly, the third victim wasn't as fortunate as the other two, despite the fact that all 3 incidents were caused by intoxicated drivers. Absolutely insane.
It's illegal at this hour. Please record your moving furniture. Record your man. Record your man moving furniture. Hang on, I'm gonna get my camera to record you in your robe. Good.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
But you've been screaming since what time?
Have you?
You just moved in.
You're the one screaming right now.
You just moved in.
Some people seem to lose all sense of reason the moment they suspect someone isn't following the rules to the letter. In this case, a family was simply moving into their new home when a neighbor stormed over, shouting at them and threatening to film them for supposedly breaking neighborhood regulations.
Yeah, you're the one that had the police.
Making a scene, dude.
I'm gonna find out where you work and you're gonna lose your job for saying that.
I get paid by the government.
Yeah, baby.
You can't say that word.
Really?
Dude,
honey?
Oh my god.
Do you think because you're not brown or not?
What the wrong with you?
Waking me up at 4? No, I'm sorry, 3:30?
Things quickly turned uglier when she hurled the N-word at them. To their credit, they stayed calm and didn't take the bait. It was clear the noise wasn't really the issue. She just wanted an excuse to unleash a racist tirade. Hopefully, her actions had consequences, because that kind of behavior is beyond unacceptable.
I got a phone too, babe. I'm gonna use them to call the cops.
Good, call him.
Are you getting in your car drunk, bro? Or are you just high on meth?
Hi, and Matt, that's you. You're the one with no teeth.
On July 22, 2025 in Guarada, Brazil, a bi-articulated city bus attempted to cross a railway line but was struck by an oncoming freight train. Though the train wasn't moving at full speed, the collision's force was enough to rip the bus in half. At least 11 passengers were injured, most with minor to moderate trauma. Fortunately, the central articulated section where the train's impact was concentrated was empty as standing passengers, preventing a far higher casualty count. The bus driver later told investigators he hadn't heard the train's horn and only spotted it moments before the crash. He also claimed his view of the tracks was blocked by trees and nearby buildings. In contrast, the rail company stated their crew followed all safety protocols, sounding the horn while approaching. They alleged the bus driver ignored the warning signals and attempted to cross too late. The train operator did engage the emergency brakes, but the weight and momentum made stopping in time impossible. Local police have launched a formal investigation. Early reports already suggest a likely failure to respect railway crossing signals as the cause. The Atami landslide in Japan was a catastrophic disaster that struck on July 3, 2021 in the coastal city of Atami, Shizuoka Prefecture. Days of relentless rainfall had soaked the steep hillsides, weakening the saturated soil until it could no longer hold. Suddenly, the hillside gave way, unleashing a massive surge of mud, rocks, and debris. The torrent roared down the slope with overwhelming force, sweeping away homes, crushing roads, and obliterating everything in its path. Take a look. The disaster claimed the lives of 27 people and left dozens more missing or injured. More than 130 buildings were damaged or completely destroyed, with a once vibrant area buried beneath thick layers of mud and debris. Rescue operations were hampered by unstable ground and the sheer volume of material that had to be cleared, making each step dangerous for emergency crews. Then there's the chilling image of the white truck caught in the chaos. Imagine the driver glancing into the rearview mirror, only to see a wall of mud and destruction racing toward them. One can only hope they managed to escape in time. Steph Balsama recently posted footage to social media that's left viewers debating whether it shows something paranormal or just a strange coincidence. Her caption read, "My dad and his friend took a trip to Gettysburg's Devil's Den. They said no one was around when this was taken, but if you watch, you'll see a man walking into frame dressed like a pilgrim. He bends forward, then suddenly turns and walks backward. What do you think it could be?" At first glance, the image looks completely normal, just another snapshot from a historic site. But when viewed as a live photo, something eerie unfolds. On the left side of the screen, a mysterious figure materializes. Some viewers were quick to dismiss it as another tourist who happened to go unnoticed in the moment, yet others pointed to the strange clothing and the unnatural movement, speculating it could be something far more chilling. Gettysburg, especially Devil's Den, is drenched in ghost stories. This rocky outcrop saw some of the heaviest bloodshed during the Battle of Gettysburg in 1863, and for decades, visitors have reported shadowy figures, phantom soldiers, and overwhelming sensations of being watched. Could this live photo have captured one of those restless spirits caught in a loop of the past, or was it just a tourist whose presence slipped by unnoticed? Until proven otherwise, this moment adds one more haunting mystery to the already chilling legacy of Gettysburg. This is the largest water python I've ever seen in my life, and I'm sure you have too. A Dutch biologist recently made the amazing discovery of a huge python that was 200 kilograms in weight and an astounding 8 meters length deep within the Amazon rainforest. We're used to seeing giant pythons in science fiction, but this clip makes you wonder how many more enigmatic and terrifying creatures are out there waiting to be discovered. Perhaps they're hiding in the depths of the jungle, or perhaps even beneath the vast oceans. Professor Von Forty was even filmed swimming right beside this monster of a snake. Facebook user Oliver Davies recently stirred up debate after posting some eerie workplace CCTV footage from Bridgend, South Wales. His caption read, "Saw this on the camera in work, Bridgend, South Wales. Motion sensors picked it up at 12:30 in the night." The clip, recorded just after midnight on May 11th, 2023, shows a strange white shape drifting soundlessly through an otherwise empty room. What makes it so unsettling is the fact that the anomaly wasn't just a trick of the lens. It actually triggered the building's motion sensors, which are designed to detect physical movement, forcing the camera to start rolling. Oliver admitted he had no explanation for what he saw, and so far viewers are divided. Some argue it was just dust, an insect, or a lens flare, while others are convinced it was something paranormal, perhaps a ghost passing through the workplace. Whatever it was, the footage has left plenty of people uneasy, wondering if something else was sharing the room that night. What do you think? Hurricane Ian, which struck Florida in September 2022, unleashed a catastrophic storm surge that left parts of the Gulf Coast in ruins. A storm surge is an abnormal rise in seawater driven by a hurricane's fierce winds and low pressure, and Ian's was among the deadliest in recent history. As the hurricane closed in, its powerful winds forced an enormous wall of water toward the shore, flooding entire neighborhoods in minutes. In some areas, the surge reached an astonishing 12 feet, swallowing streets, homes, and vehicles. This harrowing footage captured from a light pole camera shows the overwhelming force in nature in real time. Water levels rapidly climbing, debris swirling in the current, and the landscape disappearing beneath the flood. The storm surge from Hurricane Ian is a chilling reminder of just how quickly a hurricane can turn a familiar street into a scene of chaos. For coastal communities, especially those in low-lying areas, the danger is real and immediate. In mere minutes, an ordinary Florida neighborhood was transformed into something resembling the violent surges of the Drake Passage, water rushing in with unstoppable force, sweeping away anything in its path. Anyone living in hurricane-prone coastal regions should see this footage. It's a sobering visual of how fast conditions can spiral out of control when a powerful storm makes landfall. TikTok user PG Stories Official recently posted a clip that's left a lot of people unsettled. At first glance, it looks perfectly normal. A young girl posing for the camera, smiling happily. But if you watch closely, something strange happens. Out of nowhere, a section of her hair rises upward, almost like invisible fingers are tugging at it. The movement is subtle, but it's deliberate enough to catch your attention. The footage has sparked plenty of debate online. Some are convinced it shows a ghostly presence reaching out, while others argue it could have been static electricity, a draft, or even some kind of editing trick. Still, there's no denying how unsettling it looks in real time. So, what do you think? Was this just a simple illusion, or did the camera catch something we weren't meant to see? The following is a terrifying close call that was recorded on February 14th in Barnaul, Russia. In the video, a woman was just about to get into her car when the roof of a nearby building abruptly collapsed, crushing her car and several other parked cars in a matter of seconds. She barely avoided a potential fatal situation. A surveillance camera captured the heart-stopping moment as she miraculously escaped falling debris just in time, and it was later discovered the roof had collapsed under the weight of the piled snow. This woman's night spiraled from bad to worse in a matter of hours. It all started when Margarita crashed her van into another vehicle, but things only escalated from there.
As I was telling him, my mother just got out of hip surgery, and she took care of me and my daughter and the driving. I also did tell him I would replace his mirror.
That takes the motor silent off.
Okay, this one's up to date. this vehicle. My mom just had her. Yes. Just go for treatment. And as soon as I get home, I will let her know. I don't know what to say.
You want me to go ahead and do a report on it? She doesn't have a driver's license. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Also, if you need it, I have that camera footage. I unplugged it.
I believe you.
I don't know if you need this.
Yeah, the insurance and registration and driver's license. Did it happen in the parking lot?
No, it happened. It was back there in front of like where the Ramada Inn used to be.
So what happened?
Pardon?
What happened?
Down straight, probably right around where the old Ramada Inn was, and I was behind the right lane, and vehicles kind of going slow, and then I just heard this. I guess, I don't know if somebody else saw it, or you did. How did you guys find it? I didn't call the police.
Somebody called me.
Oh, all right.
Not long after, she was reported to have abandoned her child in the same wrecked van near the school. By then, she had already fled the scene.
Hello? Here's someone now.
Police department!
Alright, so what you got? Hello?
Police department!
Alright. It's the margarita?
I'm pretty sure.
Alright, that's clear. Hi. Where's the child?
Come on back.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. This is Mom in the waiting room, and we just weren't sure what we were allowed to do or not do, but the child is with Mr. Soto, our counselor. You want me to take you out down there?
Sure. Yeah.
Let's go this way.
Yeah, I kind of think she's grandma to the child. So that's the van?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And then this is Genevieve.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing today? Hey, what's your mom's name?
Margie.
Margie. Do you know where she's at?
No.
No?
She just left on the car.
Did she tell you where she was going? Has your mom been acting off today, or?
Like, in the morning she was acting fine, and now when she was acting like she went drunk and came back.
She was acting like she was drunk?
And she needs to take her medicines for she can not act bad like that.
You said if she doesn't take her medicine, she acts drunk? You live with...
So you live with your grandma?
Uh-huh.
As dispatches came in, officers learned of a separate battery incident that tied everything together.
Come here. Me and my daughter moved here about 8 streets. Hey, our son, she's here. We'll call Ryan.
So what was your name again?
Margarita.
What was your 20? Hold on, watch out. Don't
Oh.
We're at the Margarita what?
Margarita por el tío, correct? Right there on Fiesta. And I told her.
621, that's going to be affirmative. She's in
And I
front of
told her, and I was going back to trying to go.
Most likely gonna 15 her.
Daughter
And then let me figure out what I'm gonna do.
was like, blah, blah, blah.
On my porch, brother.
Hey,
Gary. Gary.
Okay, detain her. Most likely gonna 15 her.
Gary, what's going on, man?
I don't know. I was just sitting here talking to the post office about stolen mail. The girl comes walking from over there. She's mumbling words to me.
Right.
So I'm just looking at her and I said, is she coming over here? She walked right up here. But I had to throw my stuff. I had to push her out of the house.
She came in your house?
Yes, look, she grabbed me. And I was telling 911 she's attacking me. I gotta protect myself. So the phone fell out of here and I pushed her out of the house.
How do you know her?
I don't know her.
You have no idea who she is?
I swear to God, I don't know who she is. And then she's making threats in Spanish. She's gonna come back. She's got family that's gonna me up. So I want protection here because my life has been threatened before already. And this ain't no
So she actually went in your house?
Look at my mail. Yes, she did.
So
I had to get her from here and push her back. Look where she grabbed me. Now, why would I want to beat the out of somebody for?
Right.
I'm not that person.
What happened? So she
grabbed me with her nails.
With her nails?
So I grabbed her from the hair and then I pushed her off, and then I tried to keep her down, and I was calling 911.
Yeah.
And then I had to drop the phone.
At the school, tensions flared as relatives grew upset that staff refused to release the child to them.
Okay, well, we still have an investigation to do. As far as we were advised, Margarita was in a crash. She left the child in the vehicle, and she just left the scene.
That's fine, but the child is in the care of my mother, so she's there to
And I understand that, and I will go ahead and release the child once everything is said and done, and we figure everything out.
Which is when, and where is my niece?
Yeah.
Your niece is here at the school.
Okay, but my mom and my sister are gonna stay there until that happens. They're not going nowhere.
And that's perfectly fine.
You have a daughter? I was like, I do, and she has a daughter to take care of. That's my yes, sir.
Just hang on.
She moved from down Pasadena, California, and I told that
Negative, sir, that's my next call.
take care of my daughter, and me and you go back and forth. And she's like, yes. But when me and my daughter went to pick her up, we just had nothing. We're like, okay, we'll take care of her. Me and you.
That's a no, sir. I'll advise when I get there. Come after here.
Can I see him?
Of course.
When confronted, her behavior quickly unraveled. She grew agitated, nearly refusing a medical evaluation, and even threatened to have a man killed after a brief tussle left him terrified.
You came here and you got into an altercation with this guy. Where were you coming from?
I was gonna go pick up my daughter.
Your daughter? From the Desert Willow School, right?
Right.
Did you walk over here, or how did you get here?
No, I had the.
You had the truck? Which truck?
The van.
Where's the van at?
But do you understand the?
Let me ask you something, Margarita, real quick. Have you been drinking today?
At this point.
Have you been drinking?
21 though, right?
Yeah, you're.
Right.
It's not illegal for you to drink, but have you been drinking?
No, it is. I'm driving.
While you're driving, right? But have you been drinking?
Yeah, and I go for this recipe, and after that, for the failure, my.
Do me a favor, Wayne, and take a photo of that, please.
Yes, take a sexy photo.
Hey, so how much have you had to drink?
Hold on. I didn't perfect food as long as the first one, the first day.
It's okay. Just take
The
it.
first day after my mom it's a lot of responsibility. That bitch owns my heart. You got that?
Hey, look, the ambulance is here, Margarita.
Yes.
Your nose is all bleeding,
My
so
nose
let's.
is not bleeding good because that me up.
Okay, we're gonna have them check you out, okay?
Okay, if you do not do something right here, because come here.
Yeah, we're investigating. Hey, let them check you out, okay?
Come here. I introduced like a idiot. Came to her and
She's gonna go talk to him.
Oh, please do.
Talk to these people.
They do nothing
Turn
but
around.
smoke meth.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Yes, look, they're
You want me to turn around? You cannot kill me, and
I'm not
if you
trying
do,
to kill you.
bitch, I am affiliated.
Okay, look, they're here to help you.
El bandidos?
They're here to help you.
Mexican cartel? ¿Me entiendes? No, I'm Spanish, but that's me, bitch.
Okay.
This one right here across the street of that street?
Relax.
No. You don't do nothing about it. When I got the out, you're not on my connect that. Okay. Daddy, to Mexico, Paloma, to Mexico.
I'm right here on the seat.
Well, I can't.
Why can't you?
How in the can't?
No, don't put your hand up.
See? I have to. Help me. Come here. Come here.
Put them back in the back.
How the do you think I can? Come here.
They don't go like that. Hey, you're gonna fall.
Well, then help me.
You put yourself in that situation.
Idiota.
Her reckless behavior didn't stop there. On her way to jail, Margarita grew combative again, forcing officers to return her to the hospital since she hadn't been medically cleared. By the end of the ordeal, she faced a laundry list of charges: DUI, assault, failure to identify, battery, resisting arrest, and child abandonment. Thanks for watching. Stay vigilant, friends.